What's up everyone, Lex DeVille here, and today I wanted to walk you through how I find clients on Upwork, what that process looks like, and in this video I'm going to show you just a view over my shoulder of what I'm looking for, the different things I look for in clients that would tell me they might be someone good to work with. So if that's what you're looking for, you're in the right place. Stick around, let's get started. All right, so you're looking at my screen here, and I'm just gonna go scroll down. What I've done here is I've searched for copywriter. That's my core skill, so it is what it is. Copywriter, I chose US only because I like to work with US clients. Those are the clients I've had the best results with. Those are the clients who have fit me the best and paid me the highest, so that's what I'm looking for. And as a person from the US, it's easier for me to get jobs that are within the US. So I keep that as my settings. I don't really have a whole lot of other search filters set. That's the only filter setting for this particular search. Going down here, we're just gonna look at some of these different copywriter jobs. I'm looking up here, copywriter, creative wordsmith for a high-end medical brand. So that's an interesting job, it says. Apparently they haven't hired anyone. I saw this has been open for a couple days. It says posted 20 hours ago. So let's pop it open and just see what's in here. So it says, are you a copywriter who understands marketing? Are you a wordsmith who loves writing headlines? Can you make the copy on a website so benefit driven that consumers don't even care about the features? And they're talking about what they need and stuff like that. So here's what I see immediately. When I'm looking at this, I see that they use these little pencils up here in the headline. So these are people who are familiar with catching attention. And the fact that they started with these questions up here tells me that they are familiar with copywriting. What this ultimately leads me to believe is that they might be people who are they know their stuff, so they might be picky with my stuff. And I like people who are really easy to work with, but this isn't something that's going to be an immediate disqualifier or anything. We need copy for website ads, marketing materials, so they need a range of stuff. We have general idea of some examples, so they already think they know what they want, so that's good. What else can we look at here? They have 5-star feedback, 5 reviews, 5-star feedback, that's good. They've spent $4,944. Not a whole lot spent, but their average is $47.62 per hour. So that is going to be useful information because I know that if I work for these people, they're probably going to pay me pretty well. It says this is likely going to be a 3-month engagement if we find the right person. So based on everything I'm seeing here, this is a legit client. They're someone who is probably easy to work with. They're someone who might be worth applying to. They want to pay the highest levels, but they're also looking for an expert. What makes you a successful wordsmith? Notice they didn't ask the basic questions. They provided their own questions. Please provide examples of headlines or value propositions. When could you start? This is going to be a good client to work for. I think that you can get this client on the phone maybe and talk them up, and they would be the kind of client that will probably pay you higher rates. Let's scroll down and look at a few more. Sales funnel, advertorial for subscription-based website. Let's take a look at that one. Subscription-based website for hair loss products is seeking an experienced copywriter to create copy for the homepage, landing pages, and advertorials to ensure high conversion rates from website visitors, particularly from paid online advertising sources, to ensure the lowest cost to acquire a customer possible. So my immediate thought is this is probably a good client. They are running paid ads, which if you're running paid ads, that means you must have some money because how else would you be paying for ads? So they want to hire somebody who's going to be able to take those people who are coming from those ads and convert them into sales. And if you are the person who can do that, you're going to be able to make them money, and it's going to make their ads profitable. It's going to mean that you're a profitable person for them to work with, and they'll probably pay you higher rates. What experience do you have copywriting for subscription-based websites? Clearly they have a misspelled word there, so they are not the best copywriters themselves. And they just ask some basic questions. They don't have any payment information over here. They don't have any reviews. So this is their first job on Upwork. Does that make them not a good client? Not necessarily. Actually, I would probably put in an application for this client because it seems like it's clear to me that they're someone who has money, they're willing to pay. They haven't asked a whole lot here. They just put the basic questions out there and they seem to know what they're looking for. So I think that this could actually be a good job and a good fit, even though it may be their first time working with a freelancer. So there might be some some hurdles that we have to overcome about that. I may have to set some ground rules with them and say, this is how I work, so that they know what to expect from a freelancer who is not an employee. Let's go down here and see if we can find one that maybe wouldn't be an example of something I would want to apply to. Professional writers for insurance website content, graphics, multicam, interview. Let's just click on this one and see what it is. Copywriting. My product is baby hooded towel. Here is a competitor link. So I'm glad I clicked on this one. This is not somebody I am going to write for. What did they posted? They posted copywriting. It's clearly I don't know. You might spell it that way. Some people spell it as 2 words. I spell it as 1 word, but there's spelling errors in their ad. They haven't really defined what they even need. To me, I'm guessing that they need a product description. The budget's $50, so that's okay for a product description. And maybe you're the kind of person who wants to take that to get your start. It looks like they're interviewing one person. They've had 5 to 10 proposals, so people are applying to it. But for me, this isn't likely to become a good gig for me. And the reason I say that is they're looking for someone at the entry level, and they don't have any Upwork experience or reviews. They don't have anything to tell me that their product is making them any money. The only thing they have is this link, which I can go to the link and I can check it out further. Maybe they have some sales. Maybe that might change my opinion of it. But just based on this, and based on the fact that I'm looking for clients who have a pattern of being the kind of people who I would want to work with and who are going to pay well, this isn't that client. And this client is the kind that typically, in my experience, will dock you on your reviews and on your feedback. If you don't make them sales or make them 10 times the money back that they're making, even if you didn't guarantee that, they're going to give you 3 stars, 4 stars, 4.5 stars, something less than 5 stars. That's going to make you look a little less good in other clients' eyes. So for that reason, I would skip right over this one. Let's see what else we got in here. B2B blogger and content writer, content for website, 2,000 words. All right, let's check this one out. So we've got one for a website content. Need to develop content for website, 2,000 words, simple, straightforward content, not much research is required. So looking at this one, we can see that the client has spent $1,064. We can see that they've got 4.97 reviews over 19 people. It doesn't tell us their average amount that they paid, but we can scroll down a little bit if we wanted to and see that information down here. I always check out the client's reviews. It's really important. In fact, I turned down a client who invited me to a gig yesterday. It was even a pretty high-paying gig, but they only had 3-star ratings and 3 out of 5 stars, and that's just not high enough. So I messaged him back. I said, thanks for reaching out, but I have to decline you because your star rating isn't high enough to work with me. And my star rating is 5 stars, and I have 100% JSS, so I have to think about that. I actually have to qualify people to work with me, and that's important if you want to maintain that good feedback. So it looks like there's quite a few 5-star reviews here. You can always read through this stuff. You can see they like to pay fixed price. They're paying $18, $60, $26, $50. What this kind of tells me is that they probably don't do that much ongoing work with people, since these are all fixed price gigs and they're paying different people each time. They also want 2,000 words of content, and they don't seem to think that it's worth that much because it's just that there's no research required. So I guess they just want you to slap words on a page, and maybe that's fine. It could be a quick $60 for you, but 2,000 words is a lot of words to write. So for that reason, I would skip them over. For $60, I mean, what am I going to give you? I'm going to give you maybe 300 words. I might give you 500 words, but I'm definitely not giving you 1,000 words or 2,000 words for that price point, because it's just not enough, especially when we're talking about website content. Because what is website content? Well, no matter what you write on a website, content on a website that is not a blog article is copywriting. So you are doing copywriting work for $60 for 2,000 words. That is a lot of money, and for that reason, I would skip over this client. Let's see, what else do we got here? Copywriter, need an expert for a quick task. Let's see what a quick task means to this person. I need an experienced copywriter for a short review. Once hired, I'll send you a short content I've compiled from several sources. You should be experienced in creating mold boards and concepts, possess good writing skills, and ability to pitch multiple ideas and conceptualize them into scenes. So first of all, I have no idea what this guy is talking about. Second of all, he's talking about a short review. I guess that could be easy, but it's really not copywriting work. At least it doesn't sound like copywriting work to me. It sounds like it's probably worth more than $50. He does have good reviews, so that's good. He hasn't spent very much though. $65 total spent. I would probably skip this one just because I don't really know what the heck he's asking for. Copywriter for landing pages, expert copywriter. So they want an expert. They're asking for an expert, but they're not looking to pay expert rates. I noticed that immediately. Still, I noticed they've spent $20,000. So these are people who've got money. They've been paying freelancers for quite a while, and they have a $21.66 average hourly pay rate. So it seems like they like to hire hourly freelancers. They're not going to be fixed price jobs for the most part. Well, I may be wrong. Fixed price, fixed price, fixed price. So this is good news. They actually do hire for fixed price gigs, and it looks like they actually do that quite a bit. So this is why it's good to check that feedback so you can see what kind of gigs are they hiring people for and what kind of prices are they paying for those. Look at this one, fixed price $300, fixed price $100, billed $544 for this person on hourly work. So what I'm finding here is that they do pay high rates, but it's just a matter of figuring out what they need and what they want delivered for those high rates. One thing that really stands out to me here that's a little bit troubling is this right here. So I always watch out for freelance or for clients who leave negative reviews. What is this telling us? If this person was only worth 1.5 stars, or nice to work with him, great work and operates very quickly. Yeah. So the oh my gosh, I'm losing my mind here. 1.5 stars is what this guy's saying this guy was worth. 1.6 stars. Why did he bill 32 hours at $17 an hour? Why did he keep billing? Why did he let this guy keep working for him? Sorry about the shaky camera, bumped the table. Why did he let this freelancer keep working for him for 32 hours? That's almost a full work week. And then he gives him 1.6 stars. That's troubling to me because it tells me that either he's somebody who got into it with this freelancer. Maybe they got into it and they had some troubles. Maybe something else was going on. It's hard to say. The point here is that I look out for that. Now, one thing I will note is that it's not a repeating pattern. I don't see a whole bunch of people leaving bad reviews, and I don't see him leaving bad reviews. Well, actually, I do see some of that. So that would set off my alarm bells a little bit because I like clients who don't leave bad reviews regularly, and I like clients who like to work through issues and find ways to work with freelancers. Overall, though, this is still going to be a good one because $20,000 spent. Have you ever written copy for a sales page, landing page, or funnel? It's pretty simple and straightforward. They know what they want, so as long as you're that person, just don't try to lie to this person. Don't try to pull the wool over their eyes. They're a pretty good client overall. Just be aware that if you do try to pull the wool over their eyes or if you do something shady, it looks like they're going to give you the actual feedback that you deserve for that. What else can we find here? Email for e-commerce product. Blog writing, $100. I'm actually seeing a lot of good stuff on here this morning. Most of this tells me it would probably be good. I mean, if a blog writing job for $100, it could be a really good deal. $2,402 spent, 6 reviews, 5 stars. He shows you lots of examples of what he's looking for. He's a retired business owner, has a consulting practice. This would easily be a good one as long as I don't see a word count in here. But the main thing that I would be looking for is how much writing does he want? So if he wants an amount of writing, maybe 1,000 words or less, then $100 probably be a pretty good deal. And for some of you, that'd be a great deal. Maybe you would do it for $50. I don't know. I have several blogs in mind and have the rough copy. So he's been a prolific blog writer in the past, but has not produced much lately. So he's looking for a blog writer that'll polish his ideas. That's interesting and troubling a little bit, only because in my experience, clients who are having you rewrite stuff that they wrote, they have this way they feel about their own writing. We always like our own writing. So if we're writing about a subject we're passionate about and then you go in there and you're trying to fix it, they can be really picky and ask for a lot of revisions. So that might be something to watch out for. I'm going to do one more page and see if we find anything else that would really set off our alarm bells. Website content writer, social media writer, wealth management firm. I'm actually surprised by the rates I'm seeing this morning. Usually I don't see those kind of rates for those jobs. All right, let's try this one. No, that's another review thing. That's weird. All right, let's try this one. Creative copywriter needed to write 1,500 words for dental website. So 1,096 total spent. $80 for 1,500 words is a little bit low in my opinion, but it's probably worth it for many of you. He says what he's in need of. It's a short job description. Deadline for completion is 2/26. Probably a pretty easy one to get in and make some quick money with, I would say. Looks good overall. His reviews and everything looks fine. Even though he doesn't have that much spent, everything looks clean and clear here. Nothing to really bother me there. I don't know what all these people are talking about. When you look through these, it just really depends on when you look and the day you look and what your personal, I guess, motivations are for doing freelance work. But the other day I was seeing someone who was saying that you couldn't even make a penny per word on Upwork. But I'm looking here and I'm seeing like creative Instagram caption writer, $250. That's $250 in your pocket that you didn't have before. Gosh. There was $500 gigs. There was all kinds of stuff. Here's one that may be worth it for some of you, but probably not. One thing I want to say about this one is I have seen this gig pop up over and over. They spent $1,860. I've seen them repost this gig a whole bunch of times, and for that reason, I would not even go anywhere near it. They need 77 freelancers, and yet they've only spent almost $2,000, which means they're probably paying really low rates. $5 per article, $5 per article, $5 per article, $5 per article. So, as you can see, they're paying very, very low rates, and this is not going to be worth your time at all unless you're just getting started. If you need a way to get a foot in the door, maybe this client could be okay. They have pretty good reviews overall, and they posted 244 jobs, and they do fixed rate gigs, and they leave feedback that is good. So if you're new, this could be a good one for you. If you're established, walk away. It's way too low, and you can see that just by seeing 244 jobs posted, but only 2,000 spent. 664 people. You're dividing $2,000 between 664 people. I mean, I want to make $2,000 myself in one gig, in one article, or, well, not in one article probably, but in one copywriting job, I should make $2,000. So if they're spending $2,000 over 600 people, that tells me to walk away. All right, anything else here? Let's see this one. Business blog writer needed. Ideally finishing posts within 1 to 2 weeks. This one looks really nice, actually. 40,000 spent, so they've spent a ton. They have great reviews. They have 22 hires, average of $12.15. You know what that tells me, though? Like, look at down here, 82 hours at $15 an hour. They paid pretty well to several of these people. Here's one at $12 an hour, made $15,000 with this one single client. They're willing to do fixed price for $800. That's a big fixed price gig for a lot of you. So this is going to be a great client to work with. Please include writing samples. They just need someone to talk about business, SEO, Amazon optimization, and a 1 to 2 week delivery time. I mean, come on. Most clients want like 3-hour delivery time or 2-day delivery, and that's really fast. If they're going to give you 1 to 2 weeks, like, you can take your time and write an awesome article for that. And if you're on hourly, you can make some money, or you can bill fixed price, and clearly you can maybe even cut them a deal. You know, this was for web development, but if I was doing this, I might say, let's do 10 articles, $500. You know, make a quick $500 for 10 articles and be on your way. And you could even split that in half and have them release half the milestone up front so that you make $250 in the beginning and then another $250 when you finish the articles. I think that's fair. Ghostwriting it. Self-help book. Ghostwriter needed to write a self-help book. The irony does not fall short on this one. Promising concept will be provided. Well, at least he has a sense of humor. He's paying $350, so as long as the book isn't more than 35,000 words, I would say that's an okay rate. Do you have any experience with publishing works? He's got good reviews. He just doesn't have many. He spent $225 total, average of $9.18 per hour. People seem to like him so far. So as long as this client is not wanting a 70,000 word book or a 50,000 word book, 350 is okay, because that's $100 per 10,000 words or whatever. About, is that right? Yeah, whatever. Anyway, 350 would be the going rate for a 35,000 word book. Content writer for blog posts, $25. Looking for a writer who can produce 2 different articles for us that are intended to be used for blog posts. So these are going to be 500 to 800 words. It's unclear to me if they are paying $25 per article or if it's $25 for both articles. They spent $233. My guess is they want to pay $25 and get 2 articles. For me, that's not going to be worth it. I would walk away from this one. For you, maybe it is if you're trying to get a foot in the door, but otherwise it's just not going to be enough. Let's see. I'm going to do one last page, okay? Write a 250-word article. Easy $10. Hello, I'm Sam. I need a 250-word article to promote an upcoming conference. I think that you should talk to this guy and get him to pay at least $15 and do a 300-word article or 350 words to capitalize on SEO. But $10, that's not going to do it for me. But if you want a quick $10, remember Upwork is going to take 20% of that, so it's really not $10. And you're going to do not very much writing, so that's good. It would be quick, but it's $10. I don't like $10 gigs. There's one I applied to, so let's see this one. It was for, what was it for? They wanted to pay $300. We need a 3-step email campaign written this weekend for an upcoming event for doctors. If you have sales copywriting experience and are available to take on this time-sensitive project, please apply. I have all assets in hand you need to get started. Experienced event marketing copywriters only. So 3-step email campaign, I did apply to this one. I don't remember what I sent off as my offer. It probably was higher than $300, but that's $100 per email, so it's pretty good, and they need it done quickly, which means they can't afford to be super picky with it. They haven't responded yet, so I don't know if they're going to respond. One thing I did notice about this is they had a $2.22 average hourly rate paid. So they like to pay low rates, but the reason I think that this would be worth it is because they're willing to pay high rates for something right now. Even though they don't have any reviews, it tells me that this is probably somebody who does have money, even though they're paying most people low rates. And if you go down here, you can kind of see they left poor feedback for this person, so I probably should have looked at this one a little closer. Geez. This might even be one that I was invited to. It says I've submitted a proposal, but I don't remember doing that. Anyway, overall, if I was just looking at this, minus this feedback down here that they left for somebody else, I would say that it's a pretty good deal. And chances are, Rozzy S is probably, there you go. They've hired one person, $2.22 per hour. They had a bad experience. That person probably delivered not great work or got into it with them in some way, and they left a bad review. So I don't think that this is a bad client. It's just somebody who had maybe a bad first experience. Hopefully, I would be able to deliver something better for them. Web copywriter, blog writer for various topics. Needs to hire 4 freelancers. I'm looking to hire native English writers only. Well, that's me. They don't have any experience or feedback over here. No jobs posted, nothing like that. 1 to 3 months. It says they work at a web design and digital marketing company looking for a long-term association with US-based writers who have good mix of experience and talent. You can choose to work as an editor for mentoring and training our junior writers. I think this one could be okay. They don't have any information here. I don't know how much they'd be willing to pay. This is one of those where you want to get on a call with them, find out what specifically they need and what they're looking to pay, and then try to sell them on your rates at the end, assuming that you've clearly demonstrated that you are the person that they need, that you understand their problems, and that you've asked enough questions about their business to make them really crave and want to work with you. And then at that point, you can say, okay, well, here's how much it costs to work with me, and if that's something you're interested in, let's get started. So this is one I actually probably would consider, even though they need to hire 4 freelancers. That doesn't really mean that much in this case. A lot of times when they need to hire 4 freelancers or more, they are looking to pay low rates. But because they said there's opportunity for other stuff, such as editing, that means there's more opportunity for money, because more responsibility equates to more money. I'm not going to do writing and editing for the same price, all lumped into one, unless they're going to pay me a good rate each month. So one thing about this is whenever clients are asking for a mix of things, sometimes they are looking to pay someone full-time rates. They might be looking to pay $1,000 per month or $2,000 a month just to have you be that person who can write and edit other people's writing. It's kind of more like how an employee works, but it's one way that you can get full-time rates if you're willing to put in the effort and work for it. So I think that's as far as we're going to go today. Hopefully that gives you an idea of some of the stuff I'm looking for. It's kind of a repeating cycle of things that I'm always looking for. What is their feedback? How much have they paid people in the past? Do they leave negative feedback regularly? Because I don't want someone who is going to leave me negative feedback or who stands a high chance of that. So I kind of do a quick risk assessment on, have you left just one person negative feedback? Does that mean that you got into it with someone, you got into an argument or something, and then as a result you left negative feedback? Or is this a repeating pattern? Do you leave 4.5 stars? Do you leave 3 stars? Do you leave 1 star? Because if they're doing this regularly, they're not just going to change that just because you work with them. They're going to go over your stuff with a fine-tooth comb, and they're going to say it either is exactly what they want and you get 5 stars, or you don't get 5 stars, and that's going to hurt you a little bit. I know a lot of people don't think that feedback ratings matter. They don't think the star ratings matter. But as a client who has spent over $20,000 on Upwork and has looked through a lot of different people's proposals, their profiles, all that stuff, I can tell you 100% for sure that I do look at that stuff. I do look through feedback, and I do look at their ratings and reviews and what clients said about them. And I do look at job success score, but I also look at all of their information. I'm trying to form a whole picture here. I'm doing that with my clients, and I'm doing that with my freelancers, and for that reason you need to protect those scores. So look at how many people they've hired, look at the ratings they've left, look at the ratings people have left for them, look at their average amount that they paid people, how many jobs have they done, and are they giving a clear description of what they want, and does it seem pretty obvious that you can fit that role, that you'll fill that role and you'll be able to do it in a timely manner and get paid. So that's my thoughts on this. I hope this has helped you out. I know it was kind of a longer video. If you have any questions, drop a comment down below. Maybe you guys look for something else. If so, drop that down below. I'm going to try and do some more how-to videos and kind of over my shoulder videos. So if you want to see that, be sure to subscribe. Click the get notification bell so you get my notifications and watch my videos and stuff. That's all I got for this one. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Lex DeVille, and I will see you next time.